coming through with I guess a mid-month garden tour. It's a beautiful morning. It's been extremely hot out here in Georgia, zone 8A, and for the last few days it's been in the upper 80s. Sometimes it feels like 90-degree weather, but it rained really good this morning, so I think I might not have to water the garden today. But with the rain, it kind of cooled things down, so it feels amazing out here. And since it feels so good, why not do a garden tour? So let me show you what's going on in the garden today. So I'm gonna start off right here because my sweet peas they're looking like they're struggling. I don't know if it's because of the weather or if it's because they have aphids. I'm not sure, but I will say that they are starting to bloom and they smell so good. I did not know how good sweet peas would smell, but they just, oh my goodness, so good. Oh, I don't even know how to describe the fragrance, but it just, it makes my soul happy. I love sweet peas. I want to plant more, but like I said, I think it might be getting too hot for them, but that is something that I will definitely plant again next year. So staying in this bed, things are growing. We have a squash right here. I don't even remember what kind. Oh wait, just kidding. It's a golden summer zucchini squash. So that's starting to grow. We've harvested lettuces and they're growing back. I think I probably need to hurry up and harvest this one because it looks like it might be trying to bolt. The garlic right here, this one has been here since the fall, so it's a little bit ahead of the rest of them, but the rest of them are still growing pretty good. We have our red romaine lettuce here, which I am gonna harvest so that we can have some salads this weekend. That's looking really good. And we've got some ladybugs doing the do right there. And what else is over here? We have chives. And I did plant some tomatoes, so that's a boxcar Willie tomato. There's a tomato over here, which is a sun green tomato. So once the lettuce comes out of this bed, we will be planting more things. I don't know if I'm gonna make it a tomato bed or a pepper bed or just a mix, but that's what that bed is looking like. Potatoes are looking good. The only thing is this yellowing. I'm not sure what that's from. I also obviously need to put some more soil in here to top them off, because this one especially, like, I should have been added more soil. Right here I have some seedlings that I think I started most of these a week or two ago. Some of them have been planted for a while and for whatever reason it's just growing slow, but these are just different varieties of sweet peppers. I do have some tomatoes, some black creme, Cherokee purple. I do have cucamelons here, have like sweet Italian mixed peppers, sunset sweet peppers, snowball peppers, islander bell peppers, canary yellow bell peppers, just corbachi peppers, all types of peppers that I want all of them. So we also have Mexican tarragon, butterfly weed, Jimmy Nardello, just a cut flower mix. I need to just probably go ahead and plant that. It's looking like it's struggling. And then some swamp weed here. Over here is kind of the same. We have some tomatillos, eggplant, honesty money plant, a bunch of cucumbers that I really need. They're looking bad, so I definitely need to get these separated and planted. Looks like a mystery pepper right here. And then it looks like our Persian carpet zinnias are going to start flowering soon. We have this one lonely Fiesta blend nasturtium, and then we have some mullein. I did plant some more seeds, but I don't see them germinating, so I might plant some more. But that's what we have right here. Oh, Harper's primrose. So she planted this last year and it just bloomed so much this year. There are some discolorations in it. I don't really know what that's about, some sort of deficiency, but I might try to fertilize it and see what I can do to help it out. I do have a bird that comes in there. I think that I know there's a nest in there, and I believe there might be babies in there because the bird, it's a bluebird, he's in there all the time, sitting in there. Sometimes I see them. It looks like he brings food for the babies. I'm not sure, but hopefully I can get a video of him in there. So we have beans here. What kind of beans are these? These are Kentucky Wonder Pole beans. So as you can see, this one is climbing up the trellis perfectly. I do have a Durrani squash right here, and it looks like one of the seeds also found its way right here, so I might just leave it. On this side, we have, in between the tomatoes, we have purple basil, chef trio basil, Marani basil, and limoncello basil. And then we also have, this is a Dr. Wychees tomato plant, and we have flowers everywhere. So I'm really excited about this. Here is another Dr. Wychees, and the same thing. Flowers. This is a pineapple tomato, and this is also a pineapple tomato. I don't see, oh, I'm just kidding. There's starting to be flowers on here as well. Sorry about the dogs. This plant might be one of my favorite plants so far in the garden. This is a lemon sun squash, I believe. Let me see if I can find the tag. Yeah, lemon sun squash. And there's just these huge flowers. The fruits are there. It's just really thriving, and I am here for it. Over here, we have a salt and pepper OG cucumber plant, and there's flowers on here. I don't see any fruit yet, but I believe shortly we will have fruit, and I try to come out here daily just to make sure I help trellis this bad boy up. So this is looking a little crazy. Finnegan, get out of there. Come here. Look at you. Now you're all dirty. Silly boy. These onions are huge. These are really like 3 or 4 years old, to be honest. I bought these from the store. These are green onions, planted them, and they have just kept growing. But we do have flower heads, so I might just leave them here to harvest the seeds. Romaine lettuce, it's doing all right. I came and harvested it, and it's growing back good. Our kale is still looking marvelous. This kale, I'm so impressed with it this year. I love it. Something's eating the cabbage. That's okay. I sprinkled a little bit of carrot seeds around here. I call them chaos carrots, and they are just randomly growing, and we'll see how that goes. So here's something interesting, and I don't know if anyone who's familiar with I think it's called calamandine. So I brought this fruit tree last year. I think it was late summer, early fall. Planted it, it grew. I didn't get any fruit off of it, but it was really established. And we had a really big frost here in December. And I mean, I think it's just pretty much dead, but something was like, leave the tree there. And it's starting to regrow. I don't know if this is part of the tree. I mean, it looks like it's coming from the tree. So I don't know. If anyone is familiar with a calamandine citrus tree, please let me know, because I want to keep this tree. I want to try it. These look so good, but I just don't know what is going on. Here is a volunteer sunflower. I planted sunflowers in this bed last year, and this one came up on its own, and I had to stake it up, but it is looking really, really good. I don't know what kind of sunflower it is, but I'm really, really excited about this. This is a chamomile plant. It's okay. It's doing okay. I tossed a bunch of wildflower seeds, just like a flower mix here, and they are germinating, so I cannot wait for this little area to be in full bloom. Looks like the cabbages over here are trying to head up. It's really, really hot here, so it's getting really kind of too hot for the cabbages, but I'm gonna see what I can get from them. Something is eating them though, so at some point I'm just gonna have to remove these. I have planted a couple of tomato plants in here. I don't want them to get shaded out by the cabbages, so I'm just gonna kind of play that bed by ear. And over here, our beets are looking really good, as you can see. I'm just kind of leaving them in here for a while, but eventually I'll get them out. New ones are coming. So I want to use this I want to use either this one or the other bag that I have for sweet potatoes, because that's what I used last year. I used this one. So I'm kind of trying to determine if I want to go ahead and plant the slips in here or while the beets are in here, or wait. So here's the one of the I already went over that trellis. Oh, if you see, there's the bird. There's the bird that goes in that birdhouse. You see him? That blue bird? I love him. I want to see the babies, but I don't want to cause any issues. But anyway, so I'm gonna go over this second trellis, which is looking pretty good. We have nasturtiums here. This is butter crunch lettuce, and again, I harvested it and it was growing, but it's already starting to bolt because of the heat, so that might just have to come up. This is a Armenian yard-long cucumber plant. It's finally starting to grow. It took forever. It's little, there's flowers, and it looks like there might be little fruits on here. I'm not sure, but at least it's starting to grow. So I'm happy about that. This is a Queen of the Night cherry tomato. It has this like rust looking color on it. I have no idea what that's from. I'm gonna need help. I might have to research and kind of look and see what that's about. This over here is a homemade pickling cucumber plant, growing good, nasturtiums. And then my cilantro plants, all of them are bolting, going to flower, and that's fine. I'm just gonna let them do that so that I can get coriander seeds. Same with over on this side, nasturtiums, there's bee balm, lupin. This is another homemade pickling cucumber plant, obviously a cilantro, and this is I don't know if it's tiger melon or tiger melon, but that's what that is. Over on this side, what is this? Straw flower, and this is Chinese motherwort. Back here, I do need to come and plant some more sunflowers, but my little sunflower experiment, the sunflowers are growing. Over here, this is kind of new. I planted another mixed flowers seed mix right here next to these tomatoes right here, which are Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes, and we are starting to have flowers on both of these. I also planted some marigolds around here as well. And if you look here, I've named her Lola. Check out Lola. Lola has blessed us. She's been bloomed all week, and we have more blooms that will be opening here soon. And this is a volunteer. I didn't even plant this. She just came on her own, and I'm loving it. There's another volunteer. Beautiful flowers. And I also planted some flower mix back here, so hopefully this will just be kind of like a flowery meadow for us to enjoy the beauty of. So my green stalks are starting to really fill out. I do have a couple of pockets that I haven't even planted anything in yet, and I think I might add some of these seedlings that I have over there to these empty pockets. But we have calendula, coleus, zinnias, tomatoes. These are both sun green tomatoes. More calendula, marigolds, vanilla marigolds, Blue Lake bush beans. There's some flowers, more beans. I think that's dianthus. I can't remember. The blueberry bushes, I've had to cover them because I don't want the birds to get our blueberries, but we have a couple. And also on this plant, I really don't know why this is looking this color, but it's still producing. So I'm gonna have to figure out, ooh, I'm gonna come back and eat those. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. Lavender. And in this green stalk, we have some shishito peppers, a sweet, I think this is, yeah, that's an orange. That's gonna be an orange pepper. more Chinese motherwort, dragon tongue beans, blueberries, blue cream berry tomato, purple basil, but obviously this is not basil, so I'm gonna have to remove that. Large leaf basil, tomatillos. This is a pepper. I'm not sure what type of pepper it is, but I think my most favorite thing over in this green stock is this right here. This is an orange currant tomato, and it's supposed to be a very small tomato plant. The tomatoes are going to be very small. There's a ton of flowers, but if you look, we have our first orange currant tomato. I'm so excited. That's going to turn orange, and I hope it's really good. Now this isn't the final green stock, but it's the last one over in this area of the yard, and this has basils in it. It has sage in it, zinnias, more Chinese motherwort. It's a pak choi that is looking very bad, so I'm probably just going to remove that. Korbachi peppers. This is Blue Monday sage. We had beans, green beans. I harvested just like a couple the other day. You have lettuce and more. What is this? It says holy basil. And then we have French marigolds right there. Here's another tomato area that is looking pretty good. So we have green or German pink tomato here, violet jasper tomato there, another German pink, Isis candy, and Isis candy cherry tomatoes. So that's looking good. We walk over here, we have our okra, and I'm gonna have to thin this out because there's 3 right here, 2 right there, 2 right there. Okra get really big, and I can't imagine keeping all 3 of these to grow in one spot. So we will be thinning those out, and I'm probably gonna plant some more okra plants. We come over here. Hey, stop running the, oh, you're gonna need a bath, boy. And get out of my tomatoes, crazy boy. Bee balm. These are mystery tomatoes. I lost the tags for them, so I don't know what type of tomatoes they are, but flowers. We will know soon enough what type of tomatoes. I need to also try to trellis these, fix my twine and get them more stable. Again, the cilantro, this borage. Look at this borage. It's huge. I've never had a borage plant this big. And then look at that flower head. It's going to be amazing. Over here, what is this over here? Pickle bush cucumber. So I think this is just going to be a bush cucumber plant, and we have flowers. Right here is a crimson sweet watermelon. So that's starting to trellis up. And then I also planted some calendula here. All right, on this side of the trellis, we have another mystery tomato that's looking really good. The cilantro. We have Kajari melons here and here. Check out this nasturtium. We finally have our first nasturtium bloom. Beautiful. We have savor melon, watermelon plant here, and I need to help trellis this up so that it doesn't mess up the other plants over here. This zinnia is about to bloom. This is, oh my goodness, what is this plant? Oh, I forget. Hollyhock. That's what it is. I have hollyhock here. I did plant some mixed calendula here. And there's marigolds here. And this right here, under this nasturtium, is a marshmallow plant. So I don't know what it's supposed to look like, but I'm excited. This area is not looking too good, guys. I brought this bee balm from the front, and it's struggling. I don't even know if that's gonna make it. We have there's calendula planted over here, marigolds planted over here, and then These, I'm just probably gonna end up pulling these. These are yellow crimson watermelon. These are not thriving at all. Like, yeah. And this is just incredibly small. Kellogg's breakfast tomato, cool customer OG cucumber plants. That's what this is. And this tomato plant again has some sort of rust on it, so I need to fix that. Over on this side are a bunch of volunteer zinnias, a sun gold. These are sun gold tomatoes. I've never grown sun gold. I've only heard great things about them, and I'm super excited. Tons of flowers. Here is a sugar baby watermelon. Also marigolds and calendula planted sporadically throughout there as well. And 1 week ago, I think it was last Thursday, I planted these corn, and look at this. I'm not gonna thin them either. I'm just gonna let them grow how they're growing, as long as they grow up through the pallet. On this pallet, we have squash plants that are really small. Like this, the fact that it's already flowering is kind of disturbing, so I might just go ahead and remove the flowers so that I can focus on getting bigger. Probably same with that one. That is what I want it to look like. I want it to be all green, getting big before it starts to flower. So I'm probably gonna come back around here later and remove those flowers. This looks like it's starting to head up. And then this corn is growing slow. I'm gonna be honest, this corn has been planted for a while now, and I thought it would be more farther along. However, we did back in April have some really cold nights, and I thought it was going to kill everything, but everything made it. But I think this is the result. They're stunted, and there's no reason that I just planted these a week ago, and these have been in for almost 2 months, probably longer, and those are already like doing so much, growing faster than these ones did. These are potatoes. So I haven't watered these in a while. I'm just kind of letting them get rainwater, because these have been in here since either the fall or early winter. So these are probably getting to be ready to be harvested anyway. So I'm not gonna water them. I'm just gonna let them die back, let the soil dry out, and then I will harvest those. Here I planted some bean plants. Green beans. I really just wanted to kind of put the bean plants here to kind of work on the soil, the clay soil, so that I can plant something else here. I don't know what I'm going to plant here, but it is what it is. And I'm excited because these beans are doing really, really good. So we'll have beans here. I'll have some, somewhat amended soil, and then I'll have somewhere to plant things. So I don't know if I did a video on this, a YouTube video. I know I did it on my TikTok. However, I finally fixed this trellis for the raspberry plants. I put up a new net. I added some bamboo stakes to kind of stabilize it a little bit. And we do have raspberries. So there's raspberry. Ooh, look at this one. Tons of flowers. And then I also have all of this space to use. And I don't know what I'm going to plant here, but I fully intend to make the best of all of this vertical growing space. So as we come over here, these onions were planted back in February. They're supposed to be a sweet onion. I got them from a seed swap, and so I'm just gonna let them do what they do per the usual. And this echinacea, I love echinacea so much. I really do. I love just watching the flowers develop. I love once they're open. It's one of my favorite plants. So I'm really excited about this. This came back from last year. So clearly my green onion, I should have been harvested, but I'm just gonna leave it there. We do have some tomatoes in this bed. And I'm also gonna add some more stuff over here. I did have greens in here at one point, but they went to seed. So, well, they started bolting. What type of tomatoes do we have? There's a violet jasper back there, sun gold, there's a mystery tomato, pineapple tomato, and a Paul Robeson tomato. Over here, I had got some grape plants from one of my instructors for my Master Gardener course that I completed. And on the last day of class, we went to an instructor's house and his garden was epic. I cannot, like, if I was going to stay in the state of Georgia, I would absolutely want to have the land like he has and have everything set up the way he does, because his garden was amazing. But he gave us free plants, so I took advantage. Obviously the leaves are looking a little bit bad, so we'll have to figure out what's going on there. And I also have some volunteer, I think these are volunteer grape plants. I had some grapes planted here last year, muscadine grapes, and it looks like they've reseeded themselves, so I'm just gonna kind of let that be. This is a volunteer blackberry plant because I did have blackberries here last year, and obviously they rooted and came back. This is my mint. This is a perennial, and it's called an Echinacea. It's supposed to be like a mix of a Rudbeckia plant and an Echinacea plant, and it's really pretty. So I'm excited for that to come back. And if you can see, my gardening mentor gave me a comfrey plant, and it died during it didn't do good during transplant, but I left the roots in there and it looks like it's trying to come back. So I'm really excited about that. Over here is another volunteer blackberry plant. I don't even know how this one got over here, but the old blackberry plant was right there from last year, so it's quite possible it just found itself over here. But it's doing really good, growing in the clay soil. We got berries everywhere, so I'm just really excited for these to continue to mature so that we can eat them. Here's some yarrow. I'm gonna, actually, this isn't the yarrow that I need to harvest. I have another yarrow plant on the other side of the yard, but this is a yarrow. These are zinnias, super pretty. These all are volunteers from last year. I had this whole thing planted with zinnias last year. Obviously they flowered, went to seed, dropped their seed, and all of this is volunteer other than the yarrow. And I also planted some calendula seeds in here, so they're starting to germinate as well. Avery baby, that's Avery. He's our stray cat. He has been with us for almost 2 years, and he's just a good addition to the garden. He kills things for us, he visits us, and we love him. Huh, Avery? Look at that big boy. Here comes Finny. You are so dirty. This is what happens when it rains and then I come and let him outside. He just does the rolling in the mud thing, and it's fine. I need to obviously come get these weeds out, but this is a blueberry plant. There was one single blueberry on here the other day and I ate it and it was good. This is also another blueberry plant. Here is some oregano. These are, what the heck? These are radishes, and they're doing good. I've never grown radishes. I don't even like to eat radishes, but I wanted to try growing radishes and eating them homegrown. But they're doing really good. This is a volunteer strawberry plant. They just seeded themselves right there, right there, right there. And we do have strawberries, but obviously they're looking gross. Something is eating them. So the strawberries that I did have over here, I moved to this bed and covered them so that we could actually have a decent harvest of strawberries. Uh-oh, they're over there fighting. Fanny, leave him alone. But you can see we have strawberries. We've been coming out here every day and at least can harvest 1 or 2 strawberries. So we're excited about that. I can't wait for it to be like a lot of strawberries that we can harvest. This is our red onion bed. The red onions are doing good. They look normal. And I also planted some Aunt Ruby's green German tomatoes. I don't know if that's the right order, but those are German green tomatoes, so we can have fried green tomatoes. So here are the old muscadine grapes that I had planted over there last year. I moved them over here so that they can have their own trellis. And I mean, look at them. They look fantastic. I also, in between, planted some calendula, some nasturtiums, which haven't germinated yet. Let me get this grass. That bothers me. Planted some calendula here and some calendula here. So I imagine this to be full of grapes with bushes of flowers. This area over here, there's so much going on. So we have broccolis that are continuing to head. I did harvest these earlier this week, so I imagine that shoots are going to start popping off. We have a Roma tomato here, and a mystery tomato here, and a mystery tomato here. We have nasturtiums and violas. Clearly, like I said, it's too hot for lettuce here now because my lettuces are bolting. So we're gonna have to remove those. Luscious lemon balm and mint so I can make some teas. And these are the same, you know, more broccoli plants harvested. We're still getting side shoots, so we'll continue to do that. Planted a San Marzano tomato over here. Volunteer sunflower, because I did have a bunch of sunflowers in this bed last year. Volunteered here. I planted some cucamelons here, a bunch of cucamelons, because I really want a lot of cucamelons this year. And this Big Bertha, this is also a volunteer sunflower, but I mean, just look at this bad boy. Look at how thick this stalk is. It's ooh, look, it's amazing. And that head is just going to be so pretty. Over here, I did have some tulips, so I just need to chop off the tops, clean this, amend it, and I'll plant something just so that we can have something growing in here. These are, oh, this is sage. Oh my God, I love just doing this and smelling my hands. I wish you guys could smell it. And these are dahlias. I did plant some nasturtium back there. It hasn't germinated yet. Right here, look at, oh no, come back, buddy, come back. This salvia plant is like a bumblebee magnet. There's so many bumblebees, carpenter bees, just all types of bees. Don't mess with him, Finn. Hey, baby. Watch, Finn's gonna get jacked up. He just don't listen. Anyways, cilantro over here. Maybe I can get a better look at him. I love these bees so much. But yeah, they love this plant. We do have some cilantro, some parsley, some rosemary, dill. This is just an herb bed, and there is echinacea in here as well. Where is it at? Right here. It's kind of getting shaded though. He's just all up in my face, this bee. Look at him. Oh wow. Yeah. So here's the last green stalk that I have. I just planted this maybe a week and a half ago, and it's really starting to flourish. These strawberries were in here from last year. This green stalk was actually in my front yard. I brought it back here because I'm focusing more on my back garden than I am my front garden this year. So I brought it back here. Got 2 strawberry plants. Got a coleus. This is a type of bush bean. This is another Blue Lake bush bean. There's a lot of green beans in here. This is called the Hulk bush bean. I got that from a seed swap. Isis candy cherry tomatoes, Thai basil, blue spice basil, Corbachi peppers, more Chinese motherwort. So I'm trying to grow as much motherwort and other herbs for medicinal purposes. Let's see, some holy basil. What else do we have? Sun gold tomatoes, Jimmy Nardello peppers. This is the first time I've tried to plant peppers and tomatoes in a green stalk. So this is all an experiment. Hopefully it turns out well. I have seen other YouTube creators that do gardens who've done the same. So we'll just see how I do. And probably one of my most favorite parts of the garden that I'm really excited for is this blackberry plant. I don't know if I can even get all of the berries that are just about to be ready. I did not get this many berries. I probably got the amount of berries that are on this plant right now is probably all the berries that I got all of last year. It's just full of berries everywhere. Flowers, berries. Oh my gosh. I cannot freaking wait for this. I'm super excited. These larkspur are very much volunteer. I don't even know how they got all the way over here. I have never planted stuff back here. The larkspur over there must have somehow blown seeds over here, and I just left them. Because why not? Why not leave them? It looks so beautiful, even though it's just a cluster of nonsense over here. We have beautiful flowers. I'm probably going to grow to regret this, but that is a mint plant planted directly into the soil instead of a container. So I imagine that's going to spread and we'll have a ton of mint, but hey, it is what it is. And then one last area that's kind of new, and I don't know if this is going to make it, but this is like a flowering ginger plant that I got from one of our master gardener instructors. He said it was a beautiful plant. He gave it to us for free, so I planted it, and I hope it does well. And Harper's little flowering area, these plants are really stunted. These were supposed to be daisies, and they're really just not growing that big. I mean, they're growing, but not that big. The sunflowers are doing okay. I think it's the clay, but the sunflowers are doing okay, so that's going to be beautiful. And we also planted some zinnias here, but they've just kind of been the same size for a while, so I don't know, we'll see. And like I said, that's just kind of this side of the garden. I cannot wait for everything to be in peak bloom, peak harvest time. I'm probably going to be exhausted. I've never grown this much in this garden. Like, I probably tripled or quadrupled my growing space this year. I've added so many trellises. This is a new trellis. All of those cattle panel trellises are all new this year. I didn't have anything planted in this area last year. Nothing was growing in this area, and now it's almost full. I do want to put like some sort of walkway in the middle of everything, but that's a project for another day. There's some more lavender, but yeah, the growing space that I have increased in this yard this year is so vast, and I'm just super excited, like I said, to see everything in full bloom at peak maturity, where we're getting so much food and flowers and medicines and herbs and all of the things. I'm just so excited. So that's the back garden. Eventually I will get my front garden together and take y'all along that process. That's a little bit more labor intensive because I actually have to remove some big bushes and get soil up there and all of the things. So that's going to take a little bit longer to do, but I am going to bring you guys along with that. And you know, if you guys have any suggestions on anything, like I said, I asked a couple of questions about some of the plants that I have that I'd never grown before, and you know, looking for other people who've done these things and grown and might have a little bit more experience in it to kind of guide me. So it is a Friday. This is Mother's Day weekend. I'm gonna try to enjoy myself. I do have to volunteer at a farmer's market tomorrow. Then obviously Sunday is Mother's Day. I just kind of want to chill. I have got some medical things going on, and so my mind is kind of all over the place with a surgery coming up. Have some consultations. One of my cats got out this week and was out overnight, and it was just really stressful. So it's just been one of those weeks. Kind of glad it's Friday. Kind of glad it's something that we can just kind of chill for the next few days, just kind of decompress from the stress of this week. But I will do another full garden tour here probably towards the end of the month. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'm glad I could bring you guys along. And like I said, this is just the beginning of this journey in this garden this year. It's so big, and I cannot wait to show you guys how everything turns out. So with that, thank you for watching. You know, do all the things like subscribe, share, leave comments, and just let's continue to grow, guys. See ya.